Welcome in, everybody, to episode 266 of the Dream Wager. Today is May 1st, 2023. As always, I'm your boy D-Rock, and joining me, as always, my right-hand man, my brother, our NBA guru, Elvis Acosta. How are you doing, kid?
Doing good, Dylan. May 1st, so you got to get up and get to it, people. So,
Mm-hmm.
we're already in the month of May. Playoff basketball. Just got done with the draft deal. We doing good.
We're doing good. The sun peaked out. I know we had a rainy ass weekend, but sun's out. April showers brings May flowers. You know how they say. So, going along well. How was the weekend? Everything good?
Yeah, Dill, pretty good. Saw some great games.
Mm-hmm.
Handled some things I had to handle. So weekend went well.
That's what I like to hear. Yeah, we got a big show for you guys today. We'll recap the draft winners, losers. We'll recap NBA playoffs. They've been amazing, except yesterday. Knicks got off to a bad start, but we'll talk about that. Game 7, Kings Warriors. Holy shit. Jamal Murray, game 1, he was fantastic. XFL playoffs. Holy shit. We're up to the championship. We'll have a guest on next week to break down the championship. I don't know if it's a cup or it's like a bowl or a cup bowl. How they have like
It's
their
probably, I'm gonna guess a bowl deal.
yeah.
Just because they want to make it like the NFL and college is all bowl
Yeah.
games. So I think, and hockey got the cup, so I think it got to be a bowl. But what's gonna be called the XFL bowl?
That's what I was thinking. I was going back and forth like I don't know what they call it. I think we call it the XFL Bowl Cup. Honestly, I'm just combining it in my head. I don't know why I'm doing it, but it rolls off the tongue well. So it's the XFL Bowl Cup or Cup Bowl. No, Bowl Cup. Bowl Cup.
Yeah, bowl cup.
Bowl
Definitely
Cup
bowl
sounds
cup.
But let's get into it. Draft winners and losers. Overall, Elvis, we'll start with your team, the New England Patriots. I thought, would you guys have about 12 to 13 picks?
Yeah.
First,
well,
yeah,
12 because we traded one away.
Mm-hmm. But you got a punter, the boy from Michigan State, Bryce Baring at 192. You got an LSU receiver, Keyshawn Boy. He was pretty good. You guys went a little offense. You guys took care of defense early with the cornerback, Christian Gonzalez. You got Keon White, the defensive end from Georgia Tech, Sacramento State linebacker. I heard he's pretty good. The Marte Moop guy, I definitely butchered his name. You got the center, Jake Andrews. But overall, what would you grade yourself, bias aside?
Bias aside, Dill, I love the addition of Christian Gonzalez just because I feel like we stole them with the 17th pick. Remember, we had the 14th. We traded back and we were still able to snag them. I think that right there is amazing. And then, like you said, we got the stud White. A lot of people had him high on the board. He also fell to us. So I think we got two great. You know what the draft is about? It's about value and how, if you get a top 20 player, top 15, top 10 player, down in the draft, that's great value, Dill. And I think that's what we got. We got 2 picks, first and second round with great value with White and Christian Gonzalez. And Dill, a little caveat on top of that. The Patriots is the first team to draft a kicker and a punter
I saw that.
Since the Raiders in 2000s. And by the way, both borderline Hall of Famers. Janikowski and then I forgot the other one. But legends.
Yeah, but I heard the Maryland kicker you guys drafted in, I think the 4th or 5th round. I think his name's Chad Ryland, with the 112th pick. The kid from Maryland's pretty good. I heard he has a boot on him, so that was one issue you needed to concern. And then, hey, 8th round, you go and get from the Michigan State, the Bryce kid had 192. So very interesting that you guys went, but that was a need for you guys. And hey, I trust Bill Belichick. If it's not a wide receiver, I trust Bill Belichick. Overall, you guys got an A-, a top 10 draft, they said. So very good on the especially on the defensive side of the ball. So like what I saw from New England. As for my team, the Jets, I don't know if it was a good draft, to be honest. I gave them a solid B. I could see why people gave him a C+.
And I'll be honest, the B's kind of a little biased, people. Let's just be real. The B's a little biased because we all know, Dale. Let's just be honest. You guys got fucked.
Yeah, the first day we did get fucked, but I kind of like the other, like we got the center from Wisconsin, big white boy. I think he'll be good. Joe Tippmann. The offensive tackle from PCTI. Shout out Patterson, New Jersey. Keep him home. Carter Warren.
Great. those are all great, though. But you know who y'all guys wanted. Y'all wanted the left tackle to protect Aaron. Y'all ended up getting a center.
We did, but
the tackle y'all got, he's gonna be good. You know, he's from Patterson, he's from the trenches, so I understand he's solid, though.
Yeah.
But you know, you wanted that Pro Bowl caliber player, and that's
100%. And we definitely missed out. I mean, what was it? About four of the offensive the four of the top, I guess, 10 offensive tackles went before we even sniffed one. So we didn't want to reach, and we got the best available edge rusher on our board, which was Will McDonald.
Yeah, and, you know, and he'll be solid, Dill.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna say y'all reached for him because I think he still would have went top 20-ish, you know. But it's not like I said, value. It's not a value pick getting McDonald right there.
Yeah. No, I agree. I don't think he'll be a bust. He was still going to be a first rounder regardless, but it's okay. He'll help our defense out a little bit. We did get a running back from Pittsburgh, Israel. He's pretty good. They said he's kind of like a Carter guy where he's like a shifty guy. So I'm interested to see. Our running back room is it's getting up there. It's deep now. Yeah. Got another linebacker from Western Michigan. He plays left side, which is what we needed, and that's the side that Will McDonald will be on. So we kind of covered the left side of our defense. We got another corner from LSU. He has championship DNA. He played with Joe Burrow in the national championship. So we'll see. We'll see how they turn out. We did get a tight end as well with our last pick from Old Dominion. So as a Jet fan, I am optimistic that Joe Douglas did a good job, but you know, I can see some flaws there. We didn't really address offensive line, which is what we really needed. So we'll see. But I trust Joe Douglas. Any other teams that stick out to you that you're like, wow, they hit a home run in most of their picks?
Yo, the fact that the Eagles got Jalen Carter and then Nolan Smith in the first round, that's...
You mean the Georgia Eagles?
The Philadelphia Bulldogs.
Yeah, however you wanted to say it.
You know, the fact that you already got chemistry in there. You know, that's the thing. And then you got leadership. You know, Fletcher Cox might be as possible last season. He's gonna school the young ones. You know, Graham, he's gonna be there, possibly his last season. So these young guys are gonna absorb so much, you know, veteranship from those, you know, borderline Hall of Famers, you know, and then I think they're gonna give them their all and go one last run, deal. Because the Eagles, I want to say they had the best draft, deal, but I think you got to give them a grade as an A+.
Yeah, 100%. I gave them an A. Getting Georgia, Jalen Carter at 9 falling, then in the 30th getting Nolan Smith. I didn't think he was gonna be there. They got him. Then they go get an Alabama offensive guard to protect Jalen Hurts.
They go and play with him.
Yeah, exactly. So then they go get a DB, Sidney Brown from Illinois, another Georgia cornerback. Their whole defense is just Georgia players. I think they have about 8-9 players on that defense. And who have the best defense
the last 2-3 years.
And we were all saying when they were in the national championship back-to-back year, they've won back-to-back years. We all said that's a pro-style defense, and look at it. Last year, 9 players got drafted from that defense. This year, 7 more got drafted. So whatever Kirby's...
6 of them are on the Eagles.
They have to be. Even last year, Nakobe Dean falling to them. And that was their captain of the defense. So... They're getting up there. I do like that. I do like that pick for the Philadelphia Eagles. A lot of people even said Pittsburgh Steelers. I hate to admit it, but even they had a good draft. Getting the Georgia offensive tackle that the Jets wanted, Broderick Jones. Then they go get the hometown kid corner, Joey Porter Jr. in the second round.
Basically a first round because it was a 32nd overall pick. Remember, Miami lost their pick with that whole Brian Flores situation, you know, basically losing on purpose, and he leaked that information, so they forfeited the pick. NFL took that from them. So Joey Porter Jr. was basically a first-round pick.
A lot of people had him going in the first round. I did too. I thought he was going to be a late first rounder, but he winds up falling to the hometown Pittsburgh Steelers. So great pick by them. Then they get a Georgia tight end, Darnell Washington, who they said that was a steal in the 3rd or 4th round, getting the tight end from Georgia. So they're giving Kenny Pickett some help. I actually thought that they had a pretty good draft as well. Seattle Seahawks, another team that just pops up into my mind, getting Devin Witherspoon, number 5. Then they get Ohio State, Jackson Smith and Jugba. Then they get Who did they else get? They got the Auburn edge rush, who a lot of people had a top 5 edge rush, and Derek Hall. He was really good. So they had another really big class. So I thought Seattle did well. Who didn't you like? Who would you say they could have had a better draft?
To be honest, I think the Cowboys come into mind, Dale, because
Mm.
they were locked in on the tight end from Iowa. What's his name? Dawson. Damn, I forgot his name. He went to Buffalo. Buffalo took him at 25th. I feel like the Cowboys, they were just waiting for him to fall to them at 26. I feel like you got to be a little more aggressive and move up, especially if that's a guy you're leaning on. And think about it, Dawson Shorts, he's gone. So you need to fill that tight end position. They ended up drafting somebody late, like the 3rd or 4th round, though. But
Dalton Kincaid from Utah.
I know Dalton Kincaid from Utah, though. He's a talent. You add him to that offense. Remember, they just got Brandon Cooks. They got CeeDee Lamb, who broke out last season. You get him to pair him with Dak Prescott. We know Dak loves his tight end. I feel like that would have improved them. And you already know Philly got better. I feel like that pick would have made the Dallas Cowboys slightly better.
Yeah, they winded up going with the 26. They went defensive tackle Menzie Smith from Michigan. And he's a good player, don't get me wrong, but you're right.
It doesn't move the needle.
No, it doesn't.
Already top 5.
And they winded up getting a tight end from the same school, Michigan, Luke Shoemaker at 58, but he's not the player Dalton Kincaid is.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
He's going to be a Pro Bowler a few times,
Yeah. Not a good pass blocker, but that's not what he needs. He's a great catcher.
Buffalo got him. What do you think he's going to do up in Buffalo?
Oh, he's going to fucking have an amazing connection. That's not what we need, too, Elvis, from being Patriots and Jet fans. We don't need that in our division. A lot of people are saying Detroit Lions didn't have a good draft. They got a C-.
A lot of people are questioning the 12th overall pick. What is his name? Jacoby Myers?
No, Jahmyr Gibbs.
Jahmyr Gibbs, my fault. Yeah, Jahmyr Gibbs. I see the potential. If they hit a home run, say if he goes out there and have 1,500 yards, they're gonna have the last laugh.
But at 12, Elvis,
I think that's the thing, though. We haven't seen a running back go that high. So the fact that everybody knows Bijan Robinson was the clear-cut number 1 best running back. Nobody else had a second running back going in the first round. So we saw how hype that room was when they made that pick. So hopefully they know something we don't, because the public, I have a lot of questions with it, especially with there's other playmakers there. Like you could have got a Jackson Smith. You could have had a 3-headed monster with Williams, Amon-Ra Brown, and Smith. Get some weapons for Jared Goff. And you ended up giving Devontae Swift away to Philly for a 7th round pick. So maybe that's why you drafted him. But 12th overall, I think you possibly could have got him late in the round, trade that pick back, and you probably could have got him with the 20-something. You don't know.
And he didn't Devontae Swift go to Georgia too?
Yeah.
Hey, yo, they're going crazy. What else? Yeah, they winded up getting the linebacker that I really like at 18 from Iowa, the Jack Campbell kid. We talked about that on last pod. He was really good. They wind up getting the Tennessee quarterback to back up and learn from Jared Goff, Hendon Hooker. I think that's a great situation for him. Developing under Jared Goff. I think they're just
grading the running back being drafted at 12. I think that's strictly what it is still. And to be honest, if they knew they were going to trade the Swift at the end of the draft, I'll be honest, I can't give him a C-, a C+. I got to give him a B, because if that kid comes out to be a Pro Bowler, hey, they hit a home run. Yeah. That's the whole thing about the draft. You want to draft somebody that can either A, help your team, or be a perpetual Pro Bowler. Primarily a Pro Bowler, borderline Hall of Famer. That's what you want. You want to draft somebody that's going to be all time. And at 12, I don't know. But
another team like the Chargers, I like how they went. It's like kind of like fantasy. You know how you always draft quarterback and receiver. Like, hey, if they both have a good game, I'm going crazy that day. They drafted TCU receiver Quentin Johnson with the 21st overall pick. He's going to be a stud. And then they draft their quarterback from TCU, Max Duggan, in one of the last picks. He was like 239th pick. But very interesting. Georgia quarterback Stetson Bennett, with all the public intoxication and all the news on the outside, he winds up going 4th in the 4th round, much higher than a lot of people expected. They thought he was going to go in the 6th or 7th round, but he winds up going to a good organization like the Los Angeles Rams. Who's starting for the Los Angeles Rams?
Matt Stafford, stop playing yourself, though. Have some respect for Super Bowl champion.
Both Georgia guys.
Yeah, Dill, maybe put in the work for him. Like, yeah, I think this kid could, learn some
Yeah.
things and he could be a solid backup. At the end of the day, though, we saw Baker Mayfield go in there in that system and look pretty good. Baker had a few games, Dill. He diced them up. Remember that great comeback he had in the fourth? So I feel like Spencer Bennett, stays behind Matthew Stafford, and I think he'll be a solid backup. I'm not saying he's gonna, go out there and become a starter in a season or two. I'm not saying that, but I think he could. When Matt Stafford has a ticky tack injury, I believe Spencer Bennett could bring you home a couple games.
Yeah, 100%. It was very interesting to see the Rams draft him. And where did was just looking for it. I forgot where he went.
Ooh,
The quarterback, Will Levis.
Tennessee, 33rd.
Oh, he went 33 to Tennessee.
I did have Tennessee drafted him. I just got it wrong.
They did it in the second round.
not the 11th pick, 12th pick, whatever they say.
Well, overall, I thought it was a good draft, and now, hey, I saw video of Aaron Rodgers already out there zipping
Number
the
8.
ball already. So we're starting. I can't wait to see spring, and by the time you know it, we're gonna be spring games. We're gonna have camps. People are gonna start reporting to camp. So gonna be very interesting these next few months. But other than that, over the weekend, what a performance by the Nuggets. They go out, they blow out the Suns in game 1, winning by 20. What a game from Jamal Murray. And to be honest, I think this is the first time we've seen Jamal since the bubble, right?
Well, he's been playing this season, Dale, but just
in the playoffs, I mean.
Yeah. It's been what, 19 months since that, man. So
Jesus.
Give credit, finally recovered. He looks 100% recovered from the injury, Dill. He's playing at an all-star level, Dill. Can you blame him? He wants people to put some respect on his name. He said, "What more do we got to do to people give us our credit, to put some fear in somebody's heart?" We the number 1 seed. We won the most games in the NBA, second most in the NBA. So I think Kyler Murray and Joker and them gonna go out there with a vengeance. Dill, you saw them take, honestly, complete dominant performance, especially shooting the ball from deep in game 1, Dill. And to be honest, I'm surprised they're such a heavy favorite for game 1. A spread like that at what, 4.5?
It's at 4 right now, but it was the same thing. It was Denver -4 last game.
Yeah,
game
Dill,
1.
but I expected it to be a little shorter just because we saw the transition from game 1 to game 2 in the Clippers series. I expect Kevin Durant to be a little better. He had 7 turnovers?
Yeah.
Game 1, I don't expect him to turn the ball over that many times in game 2. We saw Bruce Brown get back-to-back steals on him. I just feel like Devin Booker, I said lean the under 30. He went for 27. I'll tell you what, I'll lean his over tonight. So
Okay.
I just expect a slightly better game overall from the Suns. And let me tell you this real quick.
Yeah.
DeAndre Ayton is the tallest man on the floor. He has 7 rebounds. I wouldn't say I guarantee he won't have 7 rebounds again, but goddamn, if he only has 7 rebounds again, he might get benched.
I mean, he's a mismatch. He can't guard Joker. Joker had 20, he had 19 boards.
Still, and another thing is, Joker didn't even have that great of a game.
No, 24 and 19 quietly. Aaron Gordon dropped 23 on you. That can't happen.
Aaron Gordon's not scoring 23 again. That's another thing. Maybe Bruce Brown could chip in there. KCP, they could get theirs, but Aaron Gordon can't give you 20 plus points. If Aaron Gordon, this is like D'Angelo Russell. If D'Angelo Russell or Aaron Gordon gives you 20 plus points a game,
you're losing.
You're losing.
Yeah.
If Aaron Gordon averages 20 plus points from here on out, Denver Nuggets are walking themselves to the finals.
And you mentioned Michael Porter Jr. He didn't even have that good of a game. 11 points, 3 rebounds.
1 or 2 games still. He's going to give you solid, 12 to 15 points a game. He'll go give you a 30-piece one game when he hits like 6, 7 threes. You're like, damn, where'd that come from? Why he can't do that every night? Because he's not like that.
Yeah, they just couldn't miss from downtown. They were hitting everything. And like we said, from when Aaron Gordon shooting 75% from 3, it's going to be a long night. It's going to be a long night.
So many games of those.
Yeah, no. But Devin Booker, I thought he was good in the loss. 27 points, 4 rebounds, 8 assists. I hit on the assist prop and the Joker's rebound prop. He went over. But KD, you're right. 7 turnovers. He was a minus 21. Him and Ayton were minus 21s from the floor. That can't happen. That just can't happen. And I
That
hate
just
the
shows you.
I hate the reporter with the question. Did you hear that? You go, oh, did you think the Nuggets were as good? He goes, what? He's like, they're the number 1 seed. Yeah, they're good.
Not that, dude. That shows me when Ayton and KD are minus 21. That just shows me they're getting out rebound. Those are your 2 tallest players on the floor of your Phoenix, and those 2 gotta. I'm not saying they have to dominate the paint, but they gotta do their work, man. Because if they're gonna keep getting outscored, if Kevin Durant plus minus is a negative 21, you're gonna lose this series in 5.
Yeah. Even Chris Paul didn't have a good game. 11 points. He was 5 from 11 from the field, 1 for 6 from 3. He had no rebounds, 5 assists. He chokes in the playoffs. I like him, but he's a choke artist. I can't get behind a guy like that.
He's old, Dill. He's old.
Even when he wasn't old, when
like,
he was
what,
on the
30,
Clippers.
He's like, what, 37, 38?
Maybe 44 right now.
Nah,
the way
I think he's
playing.
37, 38, right?
Yeah.
Look at LeBron at 38. Look at Chris Paul at 38, you know?
That's a big difference, yeah.
It's year 18 for Chris Paul, so he might be 36.
But game 2 is tonight. We'll get to our picks in just a little. And as for yesterday, Sunday, Knicks Heat. Before we get into the game, it was I loved watching the old highlights of like old Knicks and Heats and how physical with Pat Riley and Oakley was. And you have the legendary photo where our coach Jeff Van Gundy's grabbing his leg. That's iconic. Like, why are you? I loved it. But overall, my thoughts on the game real quick, and then we'll get your thoughts. Good first half. It looked like yeah, I hit on the first half -2, but it looked like every time great. I want to say give my flowers. RJ Barrett is balling. He's literally the only one and he found his confidence, it feels like, in his shot. But every time Jalen Brunson got the ball, they swarmed him. There was like 3 to 4 bodies on him, and they made him get the ball out of his hands, which is smart by the Miami Heat.
Great game plan.
Julius Randle, we missed him. I never thought I'd say that, but we missed him offensively yesterday. Obi Toppin was cool, but there's a lot of things that he can't do that an all-star like Julius Randle can do. So I thought we missed that. Turnovers. We shot ourselves in the foot the whole game with turnovers. That really fucked us up. Can't shoot 7 for 34 from 3. That just can't happen. You'll lose to the Washington Wizards. No disrespect to my people in the DMV, but you're going to lose. They went 13 for 39. They shot 33% from 3. We shot 26. They made most of their three throws. We shot 60% from 3 throws. The turnovers, like I said, 13 turnovers. It was just a bad game. Yeah, we rebounded the ball well with Mitchell and RJ Barrett and Toppin, but other than that, we couldn't hit Kevin Love. It reminded me back when we saw the original 3 with those outlet passes. Those shits were clean.
Bro, in the third quarter, he diced you up with those outlet passes.
Bro, they winded up. Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers might need a tip or 2 from Kevin Love.
I saw that joke. That was pretty funny because he was there back-to-back nights. But yeah, man. And even Jimmy Butler, he was quiet. We held him kind of in check for most of the game until he kind of got hurt. But Gabe Vincent shooting those threes early on, that just can't happen. Kyle Lowry, God damn it, I fucking hate that guy, but he's a great player. He's pesky. And he plays fantastic defense without fouling. That's a kind of guy you need, veteran. And he's on the bench coaching these guys up. I'm like, fuck, we need a guy like that.
Remember, Kyle Lowry always leads the league, and he's always top 2 or top 3 in charges still. He's a team player. He makes plays to win games still. And to go back, still, that was your game to take. You know,
we lost it. They didn't win it. We lost it.
Yeah, I lost it, you know. But I do expect y'all to shoot better from 3. You know, 7 for 34 ain't going to cut it. When Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart go 0 for 9 combined from 3, that's not going to cut it, Dill. I think y'all did well on Jimmy Butler. Yeah, he got hurt with, 4 or 5 minutes left in the game. Probably would have gave y'all a little 30 piece if he didn't get hurt, Dill. But moving forward, I just feel like, you know, like you said, Gabe Vincent, Kyle Lowry, those guys can't kill you. I hit on Bam under. I don't think Bam is going to be able to dominate this series at all. I got him averaging under 20 points. I think y'all just got to make sure those other guys like Duncan Robinson, Gabe Vincent, Marcus Strute, those guys don't heat up from three. Because if those guys heat up from three, now y'all bailing to them, and now you're giving Jimmy Butler and Bam those guys one-on-one coverages still. And that's the thing. If you're gonna keep bailing out to the 3-point line, if like Vincent, Duncan Robinson, those guys get hot, then Jimmy Butler could just dice you up because he's gonna be basically running the whole offense. So
yeah. It's a tale of two halves. The Knicks came out hot in the first half. The Heat came out and made adjustments in the second half, and that was it.
He started the second half with a 9-0 run.
Yeah.
It was over right then and there. When they took the lead, I think by 2 or 3.
They took the whole confidence out of the whole Mecca. You literally felt everything drain. You mentioned 0 for 4 for Josh Hart from 3, 0 for 7, 0 for 11 combined. RJ Barrett 1 for 5. Obi, he hit the most, 4 for 11. Quickly 1 for 4. Grimes 1 for 3. Like, it's just frustrating. But I think they'll make some adjustments, and I think coming back, I think Julius Randle will play. It's up to it'll be interesting to see if they play Jimmy Butler in game 2 because they do have a long rest in between games 2 and 3 on Saturday. But I'm burying the lead, Elvis. Let's talk about game 7. Kings, Warriors, light the beam. Fuck out of here. What a game from Steph Curry. Holy shit. I said before we went on, I think this was one of the most impressive performances I've ever seen from Steph Curry. And, there's a lot of slander like, in playoffs, sometimes he goes cold a little bit. He doesn't really live up to the name, but holy shit, they were locked in from start to finish. And there was no point where I thought, they're going to lose this game. They had everything in check. First 50-point game by anyone in a game 7 in NBA history. And I think we need to start thinking of Steph as the best point guard ever. I'm just tired of it. A lot of people think it's Magic, but both guys, they're not really best defenders. Magic, he kind of retired 3 times on and off from 32 to 36. And Steph, I feel like he just changed the game with his 3-point shot. Every little kid wants to shoot from the logo now. And I think that's more valuable in today's age than Magic's assists. Yeah, he probably saw the court better, but Steph has evolved each year, and I feel like he changed the game. The Warriors have some holes. There's no doubt. They've shown it throughout the regular season. But when Steph is on and he has that look, it's like, okay, I'm just going to give him the ball and I'm going to get out of the way. You're one of the greats when other stars on the other team start to look average. That's what Steph did to De'Aaron Fox yesterday in game 7. So, Magic, he was 6'8", who carried the ball and everyone was like, oh my God, we never saw that. Now in today's age, we see Kevin Durant, who's 7 foot carrying the ball. It's not like instinct anymore. So, it's a shooter's league and it probably will be for the rest of my life. So Magic, he wasn't the best shooter. And at age 35, Steph looks like he has another 4 to 5 years. It was just an amazing performance from Steph. And I know Klay didn't really have a good game shooting, but there's a lot of things he did that probably won't come up on the score sheet. So I thought it was an amazing game. I know you were on the Kings. What did you make of Steph's performance?
I'm gonna go one way and then I'm gonna disagree with you on the other thing, though. To be honest, that was an all-time game by Steph Curry. It was a game 7. Me personally, Dill, I think that game 4 last year in Boston when they gave them 45 and they ended up winning that game, Dill, I think that was a little more impressive just because of the finals going against Boston, the best defense in the NBA. I just feel like that was a little tougher task, especially it was a nip and tuck game. That game 4 was special. I know you watched it last year. I think that's my best Steph Curry game that I witnessed. I was like, nah, that's him. But that performance we saw yesterday, though, that was an all-time performance, Steph Curry. We never seen a game 7 50-pointer. Steph, he took control of the whole game. In the first half, he gave him 20 points. If Steph doesn't give him 20 points in the first half, the Warriors are getting blown out. Like you said, Klay Thompson didn't have it. Jordan Poole not looking like himself as of late. Andrew Wiggins shot terribly from the field. So it was Steph all night. And the fact that was in the third quarter, in the second half, really, Steph gave you 30 points in the second half. He just completely took the game over. So that was all time. And then you said he's the greatest point guard of all time, Bill. I can't disagree that, but my thing is I don't consider Steph Curry as a point guard. Because what do we see Steph Curry do on the court? he runs off pick and rolls. He runs off screens. So all he does is run around the screen and gets open and shoots the ball. He doesn't facilitate the basketball. He doesn't come up and get other players open. That's not him. He's the greatest shooter of all time. He's a top, whatever you want to put him in your list all time, he's there. He's really so. But as a point guard, I think the greatest point guard of all time, you got to put Chris Paul in that conversation. Chris Paul is going to give you 12 assists, 10 assists. That's a true point guard. Steph Curry is not a true point guard, though. I know you might not, I might disagree. Oh, Steph is the better player between Chris Paul and Steph. But I see Steph Curry as a shooting guard because he doesn't bring up the offense. The offense revolves about him. He doesn't distribute the basketball like other great point guards. Magic Johnson, he was the offense. He distributed the offense. He'll give you more assists than points every night. Steph, he got to give you 25, 30 points. Steph would never average 10 assists,
I would argue just on the one thing yesterday you saw, specifically we'll just talk about yesterday, Game 7. When he wanted to speed up the tempo, he sped it up on his pace, Steph Curry. When he wanted to slow it down, he slowed it down. That's the one pushback I would say. He does bring it up, but you're right. The way the Warriors are, Draymond brings the ball up a lot. There's a lot of people, really. Everybody brings it up. It's a very unique offense.
Wiggins, yeah.
And I would argue as well. You mentioned Wiggins didn't have a good game. I would disagree. 17 points. Yeah, he shot 5 from 16, but 7 boards. He played great defense. There's a lot of
16, not going to cut it.
But he didn't need to. Steph was cooking. You don't want to take it out of his hands.
But still, if Steph doesn't give you those 50 points, you're going to need Andrew.
He was the second leading scorer on the team yesterday.
Yeah, Dill. The second leading scorer can't be 17 when somebody gives you 50, Dill. That's not going to cut it.
We also have to realize he hasn't played basketball in 2.5 months. This is his 5th game back or 7th game back. He's getting his legs.
Yeah, absolutely, Dill. But when Steph gives you 50, somebody else needs to come along. The Kings just got shot in the heart basically in the second half, Dill. Moving forward, other players, like Steph could give you 50. That's cool. But moving forward, Klay Thompson can't shoot his 40s. Jordan Poole has to wake up. Remember, Game 6, he gave you 6 points. They ended up losing in Golden State.
He got 8 yesterday. He went up 2.
Yeah, like Jordan Poole got to play better. So Steph's gonna be Steph. I could pencil in Steph right now. He's gonna average around 30 points a game in the series.
It was very interesting because Jordan Poole, Draymond said after the game, he said, I know Jordan Poole hasn't had the best series, but his energy and the vibe he brings the team. So there was a specific timeout, I think, in the third quarter, and the Kings started shooting short. And he goes, "Hey, they're tightening up." There's things that he was doing to get the starters going. You know what I mean? So there was things that, like I said, aren't going to show up on the stat sheet, but he's very valuable to this team, and hopefully he has a better series against the Lakers. And what about Kevon Looney? Holy shit. Putting your balls on the table and saying, yo, I am not going to be bullied by Sabonis and who's the other guy? Trey Lyles. 21 fucking boards. That man cleaned up every glass, and you saw them getting frustrated. By the way, I want to mention a little punk move from Sabonis. Everyone, De'Aaron Fox, Malik Monk. I want to give a shout out to Malik Monk. What a series he had. He is like that. They all stood around. They shook the Warriors' hand, and they said, yo, what a fucking series. Congratulations. Sabonis walked into the locker room and didn't shake anyone's hand. You're a clown for that. You know why? He's mad and he's salty and he's young, but he's going to realize he should have went on the court and he lost. Be a man. Just be like, hey, I lost. It was a good series. Shake your hand and keep it pushing. You're not going to shake their hand because you lost. I thought that was a punk move, to be honest.
And talking about Sabonis still and Looney in the third quarter, 7 offensive rebounds, 10 total rebounds. Guess how many Sabonis had, though?
1.
0. The game was won in the third quarter, Dill.
Yeah.
The game was won.
And they need a true big man because Sabonis is not a 5. He's a 4.
But Dill, when he can't even shoot a free throw consistently, confidently, we keep seeing him. They leave him wide open, and then he got to pick or choose. Is he going to shoot it from the elbow, or is he going to hand it off, Dill? And 9 out of 10 times, he's going to hand it off.
How many times yesterday, Elvis, did you see they let him go at the free throw line? They said, you beat us.
And
And he
that's
wouldn't.
that's another thing. Not to look ahead, though, but we're gonna tuck on the subject
Yeah.
against the Lakers. He can't do that at AD.
No.
AD's gonna knock
No.
that out. He gonna shoot 75% from there.
And I don't want to jinx it, but AD is healthy. And he's like that. So it's like,
put it this, Looney won't sniff 20 rebounds with AD. He won't sniff.
no, not 20, but I do think he'll get like 10, 11 a game.
Oh, yeah, he'll get 12. He'll get 13,
Yeah.
but he won't get above 14. He won't.
No, but it's been an amazing playoffs so far. Speaking of playoffs, XFL, Arlington, we didn't even need the points. I'm sorry, Houston Roughnecks. They were not in the game at all. I don't know if you caught it. Arlington. Everyone's saying it's rigged, XFL, because when the Arlington, this is a new quarterback. When they got the quarterback 2 weeks ago when they made the playoffs, and they said, oh, that's the reason they were so bad. They were 4-6 during the regular season because they didn't have a competent quarterback. Now they get a quarterback, and they're saying, hey, watch out, Arlington. They might be a threat to beat DC. DC winds up knocking off my Sea Dragons. It was never close. It was close in the first half. It was like 9-9 or 9-15. And then in the second half, my DC just started unloading. So DC will face Arlington Renegades May 13th. So they skip a week. It's kind of like the Super Bowl. They have like the media week. And then I don't know where it is. That's a good question. I don't know where the Super Bowl, the XFL Cup bowl or bowl cup. What did we just agree to? Bowl cup or cup bowl. It doesn't matter. But we will have a guest on to break down the XFL playoffs next week. So be on the lookout for that. But overall, Elvis, how was your weekend betting wise?
I think I went 4-3 though on the weekend. Honestly, hold on, I gotta double check on that though. Yesterday, 3-2 on the weekend. Eight and 3.
8-3. Okay. That's very
had
good.
To bounce back, Dill.
Yeah, you had to. Baseball was good to you, huh?
Finally, Dill. I ended up cashing
Red Sox money line.
Tampa Bay Rays 12-3. Then they're winning. San Diego, huge over, Dill. We should have never won.
The Mexico series, the elevation, they said it was 200 feet above where Colorado and Denver is. And balls were flying.
And my Red Sox money line, 8-7. So your boy actually had a good day on the diamond, went 3-1 on the diamond, so that it won't happen. Well, I'm not gonna say it won't.
Hey, it's a long season.
But be patient on your boy, because I guarantee it won't happen within the next week. 3-1 and MLB. So your boy got a few plays today.
Attaboy, staying hot. That's what I like to see. Last 7 days for me, 34 and 31. I'm down a unit. Yesterday, 7-6. So we're floating about 500 right now. But huge slate. Let's get into it. Only a few games on the diamond. We'll start there because there's only like 5-6 games. Mets lost the first doubleheader. It is 1-0 Mets right now, bottom 4. So we'll go to the nation's capital. Washington Nationals hosting the Chicago Cubs. Cubs laying -132 on the money line on the road, +112 for the Nationals. Over under is sitting around 8. How do you like this one?
No play for me here, Dill, but I gotta lean with the Cincinnati Reds in the roll, Dill. So gotta lean with the Reds on the money line.
Not the Reds, the Nationals Cubs.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna lean with the Cubs. Like I said, Reds. I don't know why. I'm gonna lean with the Cubs, Dill. Washington just not it. I think the Chicago Cubs are just slightly better right now, and I'm gonna lean with them on the money line. No official play though.
Yeah, I took the Cubs earlier in the day, got them at -120. Still like it at -132. They've come down to reality a little bit this past week. They've lost 4 of the last 5 games, but I think this could be a good spot for them to get back in the win column. Mackenzie Gore, he has been one of the best guys in the rotation for the Nationals and a guy you can back. But Nationals at home, 2-11 straight up. Most of their wins have been on the road. Cubs are top 5 hit team, and since Smiley's first start, he's gotten better and better. So I just think this is a good start for him. So I'll take the short price here as well with the Chicago Cubs. Go to the next game. We'll go out to the Bronx. New York Yankees hosting the Cleveland Guardians. Yankees -130 favorite at home, +110 for the Cleveland Guardians. Over under is at 8.5. I'll start this one. Slight lean with the Yankees. I do like Cal Quantrill. That is my boy. And he has been better on the road, but I'm going to take a chance with Domingo Germán. At home, batters are only hitting 190 off of him, and he has 25 strikeouts at home. Walks are down. He just has to limit the home runs, but I don't think we need to worry about that with the Guardians. They rank 29th in the league in home runs. Yankees, they did take 2 or 3 in the first time series against Cleveland in Cleveland. So I just think the Yankees are a much better team right now. I'll slight lean towards them. How about you?
Still.
You want to take the Guardians.
I know I want to take the Guardians still, but I'm gonna lean the over 8.5 still, just because I think some runs could get put on the board. You got Cotrell on the mound and German with Germán. I just feel like Yankees upsetting Cleveland Guardians. I feel like they could get hot, and why not tonight? Though I think they'd be able to put some runs on the board. So if anything, I'll lean the over. I feel like both teams could get around 5, maybe 6.
All right, let's get. And it is kind of windy here in the Northeast, so maybe get in. It's a little league field, so
let Carlos Santana hit it to right field a couple times. See what happens.
Let's go out to Fenway. Your Boston Red Sox are home puppies against the Toronto Blue Jays. Jose Barrios going for the Blue Jays. Corey Kluber going for the Red Sox. Blue Jays minus 158 on the road. Over under is at 10. Elvis, it is your Red Sox. How do you like this one?
To be honest, though, I think if Kluber wasn't on the mound, I would have loved us at plus money the first 5, because I feel like we were able to put some runs on Barriers still, to be honest. And I kind of wish the over wasn't 10. If it was like 8.5, I would have smashed the over. I don't know if I'm that confident on the over at 10, though, but I do think we will get to Barrios. So if anything, I'll lean the Red Sox total.
Team total, right?
Yeah, I'll lean the Red Sox team total over, though, just because I feel like we'll be able to get to Barrios. It's over 4.5, shop around. I think we'll be able to score some runs on him.
Yeah, I couldn't back either pitcher here in this one either. I do like the over. I got it yesterday at 9.5. I still like a 10 over. Jose Barrios has been awful on the road. 0-3 with a 7.56 ERA. He's given up 14 runs in 16 innings against teams like the Angels and the Royals. So both of those games went over the number as well. And it's crazy because Corey Kluber is just as bad at home. 0-3 with an 8.78 ERA, 13 runs given up in 15 innings, 5 home runs. I can't back either pitcher in this one, but both teams are top 10 offensively and have great lineups. And the Red Sox at home this season, 12-5 towards the over. Give me the over here. That's one of my favorite plays for tonight. Let's go out to Houston. Houston Astros hosting the San Francisco Giants. Houston minus 184 on the money line, plus 154 on the other side for the San Francisco Giants. San Francisco traveling out of altitude now from Mexico City, coming to Houston. Not the farthest flight, but still they're coming out of altitude. How are you going to play this one, E?
Still, I ain't going to play it safe because they're a little suspect right now, Dill. Give me the Houston Astros on the money line. I'm playing it safe, just taking on the money line because I do expect them to win. You got the Giants coming in from Mexico City, so that ball going to feel a little heavy. The bat's going to feel a little heavier, Dill. So if anything, I'll lean the under just because the Astros are cold, and I don't expect much from the Giants back after scoring those many runs in Mexico.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Houston Astros on the run line here. Like you said, we don't have to worry about a travel situation. Astros did play on Sunday Night Baseball, and we like to fade teams, but they're staying home. Like you said, Giants coming from Mexico City, traveling out of altitude. I'm going to fade them and Ross Stripling. The Giants, they were finally able to win the last game he started, but they lost the previous 4, 12 runs given up in 15 innings. And I like what I've seen his last 2 starts from Luis Garcia against the Blue Jays and Rays. 2 very good offenses. He didn't give up a run in either start. I think he's going to have success against the Giants and Stripling. And when the bullpens come in, Giants have a bottom 5 bullpen. I don't want to back them. I was very surprised we were getting plus money here on the run line. I'll take that at plus. I got at plus 115. It is at plus 105, still plus money. So I like that game. 2 games left. Let's go out to San Diego. Padres hosting the Cincinnati Reds. Padres minus 220 on the money line, plus 184 for the Cincinnati Reds. Over under is at 8.5. San Diego, another team traveling out of altitude, and that's a much farther flight. I looked it up. From Mexico City to Houston, it's only a 2-hour flight, so it's not too bad. But from Mexico City to San Diego, it's about 6.5, 7 hours. And with Blake Snell on the mound, you won't catch me dead back in the Padres here in this spot. I like the under. I got a 9. Still like it under 8.5. Like I said, they're traveling out of altitude. I'm gonna fade their bats. And generally speaking, the Padres, they only hit 211 off of righties. Padres, they're an under team, 12-14 toward the under. They went under yesterday. And Reds, last 10 games for them, 3-7 towards the under. So I know Luke Weaver, he's not the best pitcher. So if he doesn't get smoked, I think he could take advantage of this travel situation for the Padres. Blake Snell and the Padres have lost every start he's made. So I'm not going to lay over $2 with the Padres in this spot. I don't care where they are. So it's either a dog or the underplay for me in this one. How about you?
Dill, like everything you were saying, Dill, I think you gotta lean with the Reds on the money line at plus 184, Dill. You don't know. I don't think the Padres' heart's gonna be into it. Probably play a little lackluster-ish, after that long trip. Like you said, 6.5-hour flight. I don't know. Then you gotta play the Reds. I ended up staying away from it, Dill, but that plus 184 is tempting.
Yeah, it's worth a sprinkle. Not even just a full unit, maybe like a half or a quarter unit. Throw a little pizza bet on it. It's worth something at plus 184. I agree. And then last game, we'll go out to LA. The Dodgers are hosting the Philadelphia Phillies. Dodgers minus 164 on the money line, plus 138 on the other way for the Phillies. Over under is at 8.5. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to take a shot with the over. It's a little juice at minus 120, but we do have winds blowing out into center field around 9-10 miles an hour. And the last 10 games for the Dodgers, their bats have kind of woken up. They're 7-3 towards the over. Phillies, we know how good of an offense they have, top 5 offense. They're getting back Bryce Harper tomorrow. 173 days it only took him to come back from Tommy John surgery. So very impressive. He's not coming back tonight, but he will be in the lineup for tomorrow. But Phillies, they're hitting 278 off of righties. This is Tony Gosselin's second start, and I think they'll be able to get a few runs off of him. And when the bullpens come in, Dodgers, I never thought I'd say this, but they have a bottom 5 bullpen as well. So don't want to back either side. Taijuan Walker's a little shaky in my eyes there. Phillies are traveling from Texas to California after playing Sunday Night Baseball, so they got in pretty late. I think we see some runs here. So give me the over 8.5. How about you, E?
Dill, give me the former Met, great Met, Taijuan Walker. Give me the Philadelphia Phillies on the not the money line, on the run line, plus 1.5 on minus 145. A little safe, Dill. I just don't feel like the Dodgers going to be able to, I'll gun them, Dill, to be honest. I think Philly going to put up some runs, and I think Dodgers either lose or, they win by 1, Dill. So give me Philly plus 1.5 in my pocket.
All right. And before we get to the hardwood, let me tell you guys about our provided sponsor. We are brought to you by Viva Tequila Seltzer, the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market. It's no wonder why Viva was voted #1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition. With only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and 4.5 ABV, Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebrations, as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We flavor our tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks with just a kick, just like how we like our lives. Whether it's Huckleberry playing a round of golf with the boys or an elderberry watching NBA playoffs, it doesn't matter. Our flavors pair perfectly with that Artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink. Our belief here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. All right, Elvis, let's get on over to the hardwood. We got 2 games on the slate for tonight. Game 1, very interesting series. It doesn't look like Joel Embiid will just play. He won't be active. He is doubtful right now. That is why you see the big spread. Boston laying 10 at TD Garden. Over under is at 214.5. You got to take the plus 10, right?
You're nuts. Dill, no Joel Embiid. He's looking like he's not going to play. My boy Skip Bayless reported this morning on Disputed that it's a small tear in the knee. That's not good. They might give it a cortisone shot. It's like a little bandage in there. And he go try to give it a go, Dill. But when you're that big, who you give Joel Embiid? What, 7'1", 280, maybe 300 pounds? Dill, when you got a small tear in the ear on the knee, that's never a good sign. I expect Boston and that defense to take care of business. Maxey might give you a huge game. Hey, maybe if you're telling me James Harden is going to be the Houston James Harden and gives you about 40 and 12, hey, Philly got a shot in the series, though. But if the MVP is not able to play at an MVP level, Boston's going to possibly sweep them or win in 5.
They couldn't even win in 5 against the Hawks. Come on.
Yeah, but at the end of the day,
on.
Trae Young hit a shot.
Philly's a better team. Can we agree that Philly is a much better team than Atlanta?
There's no question there, but Philly's basically a worse Atlanta without Joel Embiid.
I don't know. I think Tobias Harris, I think Maxey, I think they got some players that could keep up. And I'm not saying they're going to win and pull up the upset because I don't
they're not going to give you 30 points like Trae Young was giving you night in, night out. Trae Young averaged about 30 in that series, Dill.
By the way, it just popped into my head. You know who they're treating Sabonis like? They're treating him like Ben Simmons.
Yo,
just tell me not. Hey, just shoot. Hey, we're gonna let you shoot.
I want to say Ben Simmons, but
was that a little disrespectful?
They were leaving him open. No, it's not out of line. I just feel like they were guarding him a little tougher than they will guard Ben. That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
For me, I didn't want to touch either side, Embiid not playing, it kind of worried me. If Embiid was playing, I was taking the 76ers, to be honest. The way he performed in his last game.
And Embiid's not playing, bro. I kind of lean. My only lean for this game is over Al Horford points, 8.5. I feel like he could give you a few threes and a few tip-ins, still, especially without Joel. If Joel doesn't play, Horford's going to be an X factor down in the paint now. Because you won't need Robert Williams in there all that time trying to guard Joel Embiid. You don't need the defense. So Al Horford's going to get more minutes because he spaces out the floor.
I got 2 props for you. I'm going to go to Tatum, over 4.5 assists. In the playoffs, he's averaging 5.5 assists per game. And in the first series against in the series, but in the 76ers, he played them 4 times. He's hit this number in 3 of the 4 games against the 76ers. So I think Tatum's going to facilitate a little more. Over 4.5, I got it at minus 115, 116-ish. So I like that play. And I got a sweaty, degenerate play for you. PJ Tucker under a half a 3. So he just can't make...
he's going to hit a corner.
Look at this at plus 142. I think it's a bad matchup for him in the 76ers. No Embiid, like I said, but this prop has hit in 8 of his last 10 games without Embiid. It could be a blowout. And if it is, I don't see Tucker or any of the starters playing past 20, 25 minutes in this game if it gets out of hand. It's a horrific sweat, trust me. But it feels amazing when it hits. Plus 142. Give me PJ Tucker not to hit a 3. So I like it.
To be honest, my boy PJ might hit one. I'm gonna be honest. I might have to fade you on that one. But like I said, I like my boy Al Horford, especially I think if Joel is not gonna play, you won't need Robert Williams at the floor as much unless they're attacking the paint on you. I think Al Horford will get more minutes. He'll space out the floor. He'll hit a couple of threes. He'll get a few putbacks. I think he gets for at least 10, 12 points.
That I could understand. Al Horford, Dominican Poppy hitting some threes. But PJ Tucker, he ain't hitting one. Let's go out to the next game. Game 2, big game for the Phoenix Suns. Can't go down 0-2. Still in Denver. Same line as game 1. Denver Nuggets laying 4 at home. Over-under is at 229. We back in the same side. We were on the right side game 1. Don't tell me you're going to the Suns now.
I think we was both on point game 1. I took Nuggets. You took Nuggets. You hit Joker over rebounds. I hit I lean Booker under 30. So we got the same field, Dill, but I'm pretty sure we're going to be on different sides on this one. Give me the Phoenix Suns plus 4.5. I do expect it to be a tough one. If Denver, edges it out, win by a point or 2, by all means, it's not going to surprise me, Dill. But I do expect to see a better defensive team playing from the Phoenix Suns. Dill, game 1, Denver just couldn't miss. Like we said earlier, Aaron Gordon gave you 23 points. I kind of laughed when I said, because he's not going to do that again. So I expect the Suns to tighten up on the defensive side. I expect them to get more rebounds, offensive and defensive, a la DeAndre Ayton. You got to wake up down there. You got to give your team double-digit rebounds night in, night out. You're playing the Joker. You got to do that. I'm not saying the Joker, is a pushover deal, but you should be able to average over 10 rebounds if you're the tallest man on the floor. So
Yeah.
that's a desired deal. And then I got a few props in the game, Dill.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant in a post-game interview said, Game 2 is going to be different. So I expect him to be different. Give me Kevin Durant over 28.5 points in this matchup at -123. Shop around. Hopefully you can get it a little smaller on that one. I expect him to give you a 30-piece, possibly a 35-point game. I expect him to be efficient. He went 12 for 19 last game. I expect him to shoot somewhere in 20-25 shots, though. He has to get that many shots up for them to win this game. It's kind of a must-win game as well. And then give me Jamal Murray, deal. That Game 1 performance is straight amazing. I expect him to keep up with that. Possibly another 30-piece from him. Give me him over 24.5 points. The fact that it's at 24.5, to me, is kind of disrespectful. He kind of took the game over in Game 1, and I expect him to put on a show as well, Game 2. A lot of people saying, I thought Jamal Murray was playing good in the bubble. Nah, he's like that for real.
Yeah.
So he's going to show y'all again. Give me Jamal Murray over 24.5.
He's just finally healthy. That's what we weren't able to see for the last 2.5 years. He was always banged up. Now we're seeing a fully healthy Jamal Murray. And watch out, that boy from Canada could ball. So I agree with that one. But you're right. I'm on the other side. I'm going to lay the 4. I even like Denver -2 in the first half. I'm laying it. The Joker didn't, like you said, we were breaking it down earlier in the show. The Joker didn't even have that good of a game, and they still blew out the Suns. If Jamal Murray has another game like Game 1, it'd be a very long series for the Suns. Everyone was playing so well. Aaron Gordon, I'm not joking. It's just funny that we're mentioning him dropping 20 on the Suns.
He had more points than the Joker. It's not going to happen.
I'm laying the 4. I'll lay the 2.5 in the first half as well. And I can't back Chris Paul. He's a choke artist. So I'm going to lay the 4.
That. The more you say that, the more people are going to believe it. He's not.
How many rings does he have?
He gets hurt.
How many rings does he have?
Same as you and I.
Exactly. So, and then I have one player prop. I'm going to go right back to the well with it. Over 13.5 boards for Joker. He hit this in Game 1 at 12.5, but it's just not high enough. The market's not adjusting. He's had 15, 18, and then Game 1, he had 19 boards against the Suns. He had an absurd 30 rebound chance. It's like this analytical stat that I read. He had 30 rebound chance for Game 1. 13.5 is way too low. DeAndre Ayton is scared to go down low. Give me over 13.5 for Joker. You think I'm lying. He is scared. So that's going to do it. You want to mention anything for Tuesday's game? Lines are out yet, but I don't really know. Knicks laying 6.5. If anything, I'll take them in the first half again. I don't want to lay the 6.5.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you right now, the Knicks are going to walk out of the Mecca winners for Game 2. Jimmy Butler's not going to be 100%. He's the X factor, though. He's the whole offense. I've been telling you all playoff long, you got to smash Jimmy Butler's points, rebounds, and assists over because he's the whole flow. He's going to get you the rebounds. He's going to get you the assists because he's the full offense. And he's a walking 30-piece. Shit, in the playoffs, he's a walking 37. So I don't think that ankle's going to be 100% like you alluded to earlier. They don't play again till Saturday. So there's a small chance. Hey, they already, took care of, the road. They stole one game.
That's all they needed to do.
Why not sit them out? Give them basically 6 days off. Get that ankle possibly 100% by Saturday. We'll see about that deal, but I think he's a gamer. I think he's going to give it a go. So, but I do think the Knicks will take care of business. I'm just not going to lay the 6.5.
No, I'm not going to lay the 6 either. And I do think Julius Randle will give it a go.
Yeah. And then Golden State Lakers Game 1 deal.
Oh, wow. By the way, we never mentioned it. It's the first time we're seeing LeBron and Steph, since 2018 when it's not in the finals. So this is going to be a very interesting matchup. I can't wait. You got two GOATs on either side. Lakers playing amazing basketball. Golden State was just in a scrappy 7-game series against a Kings team that's going to be relevant for the next 5 to 6 years, I think. And now Golden State has home court advantage. They're laying 5 at home. I don't know if I want to back them, though. The way LeBron and AD are playing, it's
still Jimmy. The Lakers +5 game 1. I think the Warriors possibly lose game 1, though. I think you see the Lakers sneak one out in game 1. I think LeBron, AD, they're gonna be fresh. Remember, they got that extra day, 2 days of rest. Warriors just coming off of game 7, and they gave it all. They had to play. I know they came out the game with about 3 minutes left in the fourth, but Steph is gonna. I guarantee you right now, Steph is sore as a mug. Right now, and he has to go out and play tomorrow night, though.
Yeah, they're getting old. Like I said, he's 35.
So I think LeBron, AD being fresh. Remember, AD was a little knick-knack with the hip. I think the hip got healed a little better. So I expect AD to have a monster game. His rebound over-unders at 13.5, though. I think I got lean the over. Looney's at 12.5. Also I might lean that over.
Yeah.
LeBron point totals at 26.5. I'm gonna be honest, people. I might have to lean the under.
Under, yeah.
LeBron haven't scored more than 28 in game 1 in series 1 against the Grizzlies. Still, we yet to see a 30-piece. Will we see one game 1 in it's not Oakland in the Chase Center? I will see about that. But give me the Lakers +5. I love what I saw from D'Angelo Russell. Hachimura, Austin Reeves. So the supporting cast is doing it.
Even Vanderbilt's like a Swiss Army guy.
Dennis Schroeder. Like
yeah.
I said, LeBron hasn't really been dominant. He averaged 22 points in the last series. So
I think we really got to give it up for Rob Pelinka.
Breaking news: Joel Embiid has been ruled out.
Yeah.
Game 1 versus the Celtics, and there's optimism that he'll be ready for game 2.
Yeah, I was gonna let you know. I got that to go. Let you know.
My fault, player.
No, you're good. No, we also I know you're going to the Yankee game with the fam, but the Yankees literally a minute ago just placed Aaron Judge on the 15-day DL.
We might have to go to 17.
But Elvis, good luck on the hardwood. I can't wait. If the playoff, if the second round is as good as the first, I think we're in for a treat. So should be fun. And before we get up out of here, Game 7 tonight. Newark, New Jersey, the Battle of the Rivers, Hudson River, New York Rangers coming into town. They beat us in Game 6 at home. Congratulations. No place you'd rather be. It's a pick 'em right now, -110 both ways. Oh, boys, this is what we live for. This is what you dream for when you were kids. Wanted to play in Game 7 in the playoffs during one of the most historic rivalries in sports history. Go out, seize the opportunity, take it in. Come on, Jackie boy, give us a fucking winner. Give me the Devils. I hope we take it home. I had the opportunity to go to the game. I said, Dad, I think I'll stay home for this one. We lost when we went. I'm gonna sit home, relax, stay with the boy. I can't do it to myself. I got too much anxiety watching at home. Imagine if I'm there.
And you might fight a Ranger fan.
I might fight a Ranger fan. They're scumbags, but that's neither here or there. Elvis, any last words before we get up out of here, kid?
Let's go Devils, baby. Let's put it off. Do it for the Tri-State. Be the only team remaining from the Tri-State. Let's do it.
Let's fucking go. Wise words. Let's go Devils. That's going to do it for this Monday edition of the Dream Wager. On behalf of our sponsors, Viva Tequila, myself. See you guys in a few days. So follow along our social media, Twitter and Instagram at The Dream Wager. You can find all of our episodes wherever you listen to podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher. If you haven't already, please subscribe, rate, review. All that good stuff helps the show grow tremendously. So be a friend, tell a friend. Everyone have a great few days. Good luck on your wagers, and we'll see you guys down the road. Peace.